Yeah, my name's Kevin Smith. I run two companies. One's called Pragmatic EC, Enterprise Consulting. The other's called Pragmatic EA, which is all enterprise architecture. So the EA piece, we kind of design and build frameworks for people to use. The consulting part helps organisations utilise it in some manner, fashion. In our framework, we've got very detailed spreadsheets of how you can do maturity assessments. But what we found is, whilst they're useful when you're kind of in an organisation and you know the organisation, you kind of already got your foot in the door, as it were, they can be helpful. But one of the greatest problems with EA is kind of getting EA foot in the door in the first place. The other part is that enterprise architecture is just one part of the chain of things that need to happen in transformation. And like any chain, of course, if you just look at EA and improve EA, but you don't look at what's feeding EA or what EA is feeding into, potentially what's the point? Garbage garbage out, as they say. So today we're going to look at a much higher level, and I think it's a useful way, of evaluating, or getting people to start to think about the maturity of their enterprise. So, one of the things we talk about is this paradigm shift, or we think it should be a paradigm shift. This is generally how many people look at and think about companies. They think about them in terms of business and IT. So business strategy, and then we write an IT strategy, we've got business on IT operations, etc., etc. What we're saying is, up until this point in time, that's fine. Go back to when there was zero IT, only the business existed, then there's a bit of IT, then there's more IT, then there's more IT. We've got to a point now whereby business and IT, the business and IT parts of these things are so intertwined and interlocked, it's not useful to think of them. It's not. Is that my voice?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, great, feedback. Fantastic. Yeah, so to think about it separately doesn't really work anymore. They're so integrated. So we start to think about the way Pragmatic thinks about an organisation is much more about these domains. Same information, but a different way of thinking about them. And we say an organisation should probably think about these things in these ways because actually these are the things that are strategically important for the business. At the end of the day, IT is not strategically important. It's a strategic enabler, but from the business's point of view, I do better IT. I don't care as long as I get what I want. What they care about is operations. Yeah, what they care about most, of course, is operations. But we're saying we need to start thinking about the company in terms of transformation. So we have this ontology that we call dots, and a lot of what we do is connecting dots. It sounds fantastic, so we'll stick to nice. So these four columns. Direction is the part of the enterprise which sets the direction for the rest of the enterprise. So basically, it's the people of the C-suite, people writing the business strategy, or as I like to call it, the enterprise strategy, executive management. So a very small part of the organisation, but it sits and directs everything else. Operation part of the enterprise is the part of the enterprise that exists purely to do whatever that enterprise does, be it banking or drilling oil wells or treating patients or whatever it happens to be. But we say there's transformation and support. The transformation part of an organisation is every one thing inside your organisation that's accountable to do transformation. And enterprises tend not to think about things like that, so then you start thinking, well, what part of my business is transformation? But if your enterprise never changed, there was never new IT, never new legislation, there wasn't any new markets, new customers, new products, no nothing. Your enterprise just never changed ever again. Then all of the things that you would throw away, that's the transformation part of your enterprise. And what we actually say is, inside every enterprise, there's another enterprise called the transformation part of the enterprise. And actually, whilst operations, of course, is dependent upon the vertical, the business vertical, whether it's a bank or an oil company or a government body or whatever, actually, we think, the way you do transformation should be quite standard. What you're transforming is likely to be very different, of course, but actually the way you go about transformation should be reasonably standard. Support is the part of the enterprise that exists to support and solve problems for all the rest of the organisation. Most companies, of course, have an IT support department. That's kind of the start of that, but when you've got a problem with your holiday and you ring up HR, or you've got a problem with your payslip and you ring up finance, that's a problem. Well, why are you ringing up HR and finance? Why aren't you ringing help desk? Press 1 for finance help, press 2 for business help, press 3 for IT help, press 4 for... So direction kind of sits at the top. Operations is the biggest part, surrounded by this transformation support. So this transformation domain is the domain we're obviously interested in. Why? If we look back pre-20th century, I call it the era of operations. So what set and made an enterprise viable was what it did. So if you were a bank, just being a bank, that's what made you viable, because you were probably the only bank in the county, or you were the only mill in the county, or whatever it was. In terms of transformation wasn't really important. Someone invented a steam machine one day, and you installed the steam machine for a couple of years, and then after that you didn't really do any transformation, apart from adding a lot of workers or taking a lot of work away. The phase, the era that I think we've just been through, is I call the era of the transformation of operations. So the importance of transformation grew, and we spent a lot of time transforming operations, or what operations did, to make it more effective, more efficient, more agile, more sustainable. However, we believe now just being able to change is not enough. Things are getting too fast. Legislation changes, markets change, customers change, IT changes. Everything is changing faster. So the only constant is change is the old thing people used to say. What we say now is the only constant is the acceleration of change. It's just getting faster and faster. And therefore, we believe we are now in the era of the transformation of transformation. Yes, of course, we still need to be transforming operations to make operations more effective, efficient, agile and sustainable. But just doing the importance of transformation is more, and just doing transformation is no longer enough. It's how efficient and effective we are at doing it. Because if something happens in the market and your competitor can change twice as fast for half the cost that you can, you've probably got a bit of a problem. So we reckon we're now in the era of the transformation of transformation, and therefore organisations should start to think strategically about transformation and how they do transformation. And in fact, for each of these, if I go back to these domains, obviously every organisation's got a chief operations officer, but what we say is you should probably have a chief transformation officer, because that is strategically important. You know, start spending some money improving that, so that can improve that part of your enterprise. You have some systems. So most of the transformation in an organisation is spent doing the transformation of operations. Generally in an organisation, they spend some time maybe transforming the support part of the organisation. Maybe the company adopts ITIL or uses ITIL to get a bit more better at how they do support, but in terms of IT support. Maybe we do a little bit of transformation for direction. Tends not to be a lot. Maybe it's because the directors suddenly want an iPad, so we've just got to give them iPads. So not an awful lot of transformation is done on direction. So the vast majority is we're always transforming operations. But my frameworks and pragmatics kind of centre of excellence, as it were, it's not about changing operations. We leave everyone else to do that. We're about transformation of transformation. That's why we have this phrase, the transformation of transformation, which can sound a bit confusing at first. It sounded confusing when I wrote it down. And I thought, is that right? Oh yeah. So most of the time when people talk about transformation, they're talking about running a project, doing enterprise architecture, writing a business strategy, writing capability models, doing all that stuff that all rolls out into operations and improve operations. We're talking about transforming the transformation part of our enterprise, part of which, of course, is enterprise architecture. I'll just let you read those words a moment. to the young young coming on. So this is a basic premise that we take to the board and ask them, do you believe these words? If you do believe these words, you probably want to take a little bit of time to think about, well, what do you want to improve? Or how mature are we? Are we mature enough? And it's all about a question of maturity. It's not a question of right or wrong, because you could be really bad in inverted commas, but for one organisation that could be perfectly fine. So we're not talking about the execution of transformation, but we're talking about the transformation of transformation. So this high-level maturity assessment, which I'm just going to show you now, is this is our kind of approach, how we engage with customers. We give them a half to 1 day free workshop where we do what I'm just going to show you. From that, they start seeing, oh, hang on a minute, yeah, maybe there are some problems. We need to involve some more people in this, and other people get involved. After that, potentially, we can then do this detailed maturity assessment, which I'm not going to go into today, which then rolls into potentially an action plan, which then potentially rolls into improving parts of the transformation domain. But as I said right at the beginning, enterprise architecture is one part of your transformation domain. It's like a chain, and there's no point improving one part of the chain if you don't look at the whole parts of the chain. So, the actual work, what we're talking about here is, we need to introduce some terms, so people know what we're talking about. The first thing is to introduce this thing called MACE. Now, a lot of people over the years have used various kind of high-level ontologies for describing things, so like people, process and technology, PPS or POLDAT or BDAT and things like that as kind of high-level classifications. We are introducing this new one called MACE. So methods, that's where things like processes, phases, disciplines of something goes. Artifacts, that's the things that the methods are consuming or producing. Could be information, could be metal. And around that, if the methods are being performed by people, then the culture is the thing that's driving those people. If the methods are being performed by IT, then it's the environment, part of which is information technology, which kind of drives those. So the environment domain actually breaks down into, I could call it the technology domain, but if I called it the technology domain, then I'd end up with something called MACT. Doesn't make any sense. So I call it the environment. Think of technology, and you can break down technology, electrical technology, mechanical technology, information technology, chemical technology, biological technology. So if we, as IT people, there are lots of these other technologies which are very, very important to the business. And if we're doing EA, we can't stay just looking at IT. If you work at Shell, you could better understand something about biological engineering. Funnier than I am, anyway. So the other high-level grouping or ontology we have is called MAGMA. This is all for information. Sorry, I should have said. So MACE, these are high-level classifications where we can put information. Because doing transformation actually is information, it's an information pipeline. We get hardware and software and people coming out at the end, but until we get to the end, it's all kind of information. So the other kind of information is transformational information, which is management. So we've got motivation. So things in motivation, this is where you have things like requirements. Actions, that's kind of like project plans and how we're going to actually achieve these requirements. Guidance are things which guide us, principles, policies, standards, etc., etc. Measures are how we're going to measure ourselves against these things. And assessment are things like, business cases, SWOT analysis, pros and cons. Why did we choose that motivation? Why did we choose those actions? Why did we choose that particular structure as our target structure? So this is the whole operating model for transformation. So we do two frameworks. One's called POET. POET, one's called PM. POET stands for the Pragmatic Operating Model for Transformation. So we all know how important the operating model is for an enterprise. And bearing in mind the transformation part of an enterprise is an enterprise within an enterprise, it should have an operating model. We can't go start messing around with little bits of our transformation domain by buying new testing tools or a new business process modelling tool without figuring out how it fits into the... I realise I'm kind of going through this reasonably quickly, but obviously we don't have too much time. So this is the overall operating model. What we say here is there's information about our enterprise's context, information about all of the things outside our enterprise, things that our enterprise will affect or should affect, and things that affect or should affect our enterprise. So these square boxes are information. The ellipses are phases of transformation. So going in the phases, we've got methods being executed within the culture. And then between each of the phases, this phase produces this information, which are the artifacts or strategizing being used by these tools, being used to produce these artifacts. These output is then taken as input as road mapping, etc., down until we actually get to the physical world, transitioning things, stuff into the physical world down here. Now, I completely understand that my definition of enterprise architecture disagrees with quite a lot of people's definition of enterprise architecture. You can call enterprise architecture whatever you like. Actually, you can put whatever names on this diagram you like, I don't care. But this is what we call the enterprise architecture part. It's everything above this black line. Because everything below this black line is an executing project. So these are the phases that projects go through. And if anybody knows rough, these kind of the rough phases, I will use the names, invent new ones, pretend that kind of something new. So enterprise architecture mostly is actually doing this road mapping, but it's also doing and supporting the strategizing. We can't say it's doing that at the moment because people at the board will tell you to go away and we're not doing that. So we have to support that as much as we can, but over time that will be much part of enterprise architecture. We call this stuff enterprise engineering. So if I just go down each of these phases, so you get an idea. Because what we do is, when we do the workshop, is people then start to put stickies on a diagram saying, oh, that's the part I'm working in that part. I do most of my work in that part. I do some work here, so people can figure out where they fit in. Just making it dim and then not dim. Trusty mouse. So, as I said, the enterprise context, it's information about all the things outside our enterprise. Strategizing is actually in the direction part of the enterprise. That's what's feeding us. That's where the C-suite are, that's where the exec management is. They produce mission, vision, goals, strategies, tactics, objectives, all of that kind of stuff. That feeds into the core of enterprise architecture work that we call road mapping. Because basically it's fundamentally creating technical and business roadmaps, structural roadmaps and transformational roadmaps. And another word for a transformational roadmap is a portfolio of projects that we need to be executing that is going to satisfy the business objectives, or enterprise objectives that came from the strategy. Out of that flows an awful lot of projects, which then go into these phases. Initiating is kind of solution architecture world. So what comes out of solution architecture tends to be logical designs. Then we go to elaborating, and we go to detailed design. After we go into detailed design, then we go to constructing and then transitioning. And actually through each of these phases, there are different disciplines, like project management, change management, analysis and design, requirements management, etc., that in the rough way are actually used to a greater or lesser extent throughout all of these things. So you might say, oh, it's all a bit waterfall and a bit old. No. The fact that, just because that says road mapping doesn't mean to say we're not doing testing. Testing's happening here. We build financial models. Testing's happening here, testing's happening here, etc., etc. The other thing that I didn't talk about on the thing is between each of these phases what we call governance and lobbying. Everybody does governance because governance is, we've decided this should happen in this way and you must do it kind of thing. But generally in most companies it turns either into a policing exercise with a big stick, which is not very good, or it's a sort of tick the box exercise that gets ignored. We've introduced lobbying because as every phase finds more information, they're going to uncover more information that we need to pass up to the next level to get the problem solved at that level. Because these people will probably find problems that they didn't know, but they're problems that they need to solve. So that's what is missing in most companies. Running out of time. So, we have, using that information, so what we do is, we can do this in two ways. We try to do it in the physical world, so what we do is we print each of these, so these are numbered, those phases as you saw from top to bottom, from strategizing all the way down to the physical world, stick them on the walls and tell people, right, go and put stickies on them. If you think something bad is happening in that area, in terms of a process, or if you think something bad is happening in terms of information that's being produced, or some information that should be produced isn't being produced, go and put a red sticky. If you think something's good in there, put a green one, etc., etc. And in grey here, it's just guiding to get people to kind of concentrate their minds. So when they say, oh, well, what are you talking about here? You say, well, think about analysis and design, think about modelling, think about discovery, think about configuration management, etc. That's an example of a real one. So by the way, this is not just an idea that I had, and yeah, maybe someone will find it useful. This is actually actual output from a company I was just working with. You can't really read any of that too much. But the other way we can do this is by utilising an application. So you can actually do it in real time with people in different parts of the world, or if your team is in, some people are in Leeds and some people are in London. So this is what you've just seen, and people can go and add sticky notes here, or they can move them around, and once we've got all this information out of them, we can then do a very quick report that's based on it, which looks, I can't do a run out of time, I'll show you that, but that can also be used very effectively for post-project reviews. I don't know how many people you sat in a post-project review and everyone sits there and goes, oh, what did you do good, what did you do bad, and using those phases and those pieces of information concentrates people's minds. Oh, we had a problem with this, oh, well, what part of the transformation thing, where did we go wrong? Was it at the front, was it at the end, etc., etc. So in summary, we say transformation is now strategic capability. And what's happened, a bit like your eyesight, you don't notice it's going bad until one day you trip over something. And what we find is when we do this kind of thing with people, people just start sticking a whole lot of red stickies on things. And when senior management see a lot of red stickies on things, and they understand that how they do transformation, how much money it costs them, and how much time, and more importantly, it costs them to do transformation right, the more interested they are. If you want to, I was just saying about family frameworks, if you go to our website, pragmatic.com, some of this is in a YouTube video which you can watch, 12-minute intro video. If you click here, you can download an actual report, which includes that information that you've just seen, written up as a management report, with a management summary and recommendations, etc. And here you can book a call to discuss things with us. So what we basically, our drive is not really to make money. Our drive is to get organisations to take a serious look at how mature their transformation capability is, and ask themselves, is this mature enough? Are we happy with it? The money we're spending, are we happy with the output we're getting? If we're not, we need to start looking at things, which is why we say we'll do a free half-day to one-day workshop with people in the organisation. So that's it.